Hey guys, it's Bren, and today I have something a little different for you, not too off base I don't think, but if you're new to my channel, normally here I review a whole lot of candles as well as products from Bath & Body Works, and just recently I started trying to expand a little bit and talk about a couple little makeup things here and there. I'm definitely not a makeup expert at all, and you won't see any like tutorials here. But I do just like to review things in general, and lately, just within the past like month or so, I have bought so much Urban Decay stuff. It started with a gimmick that just worked so well. At Ulta for being on their list for my birthday, which was in August, I got a free Urban Decay eyeshadow. Now, I had some Urban Decay products before, some eyeliners that were kind of like funky colors and whatnot. I think of that brand when I need something that is like a crazy color. You know, if I want like a turquoise eyeliner, I'll look at Urban Decay. And I don't usually, or I hadn't in the past looked to them for like neutrals and regular everyday things, but I really loved this eyeshadow. It's Midnight Cowboy is the shade, and it's very neutral, but it's got some shimmer in it. And anyway, I just started wearing it like every day, and it stayed on really well. So I expanded, and then I started buying like more eye products from them, and it just kind of from there it spiraled. So in this video, it's kind of a haul, but it's also kind of a review because I've used all this stuff. So as I go through it and show it to you, I'll also tell you about my experience with it thus far. It's a lot of eye products, but I also want to talk about the All Nighter Foundation, which is crazy popular right now. A lot of people are talking about it. And I've got a couple lip things here too. And a lot of what I have is also free samples, and I'll get to that in a second. But basically, we will start with the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. This is my first naked palette from Urban Decay. Again, I really liked that little sample eyeshadow they sent me, so I started looking at their other shadows. And out of all the naked palettes, this is the one that I liked the best because I don't know. I don't wear a lot of browns. You know, I prefer if I'm going to do a neutral, for me, that's going to be gray. Today I have like, lighting's terrible. Sorry, again, not a tutorial because the lighting would suck. If it was a tutorial, you would give me a thumbs down for sure. But I have like purple on the inside, and then it kind of goes into like a more smoky like gray color. And I'll do like pink and gray or something on an everyday basis, more than I'll ever do brown. The only time that I really like definitely made sure I was wearing brown eyeshadow was like at a job interview when you want to be like super neutral, but that's not my everyday style. So for me, the Smoky palette is my neutral because I love all of the grays. The only one that's kind of colored in here is there's one like plum color, and it's doesn't really look like that colorful, but whenever I wear it, my mom always notices that I'm wearing plum eyeshadow. I don't know, but I really I have been enjoying this palette. There's not a lot of matte colors. I will say they give you one dark brown in here, but for me it's too yellow. It's a really yellowy brown, and I would prefer, if I'm gonna wear brown, for it to be more of like a chocolate brown. I'm not into like this color so much here, so I don't really use that one too much. This color is also kind of worthless. Like, I guess it's good for blending, but it's just like a skin color matte, I don't know, color. The one thing I wish that they had though was another, like, you know how I like the Midnight Cowboy so much, something else. Like, I've been using this one on the end here, the shiniest light one, a lot, and I want something else like that, like maybe one that's even lighter, or like a light like pinkier color or something, because that's one I use a lot, and I'll blend it in with one of these gray colors. But I do really like this palette, plus it's just like nice, and it's nice to just have it because it's like a solid thing, and it feels like you've got something of quality. You treated yourself a little bit, I guess you could say. So I did really like that, and I got this for like 20% off, I think, with an Ulta promotion, but just recently for like Cyber Monday or something, they were like half off, and I was kind of jealous that I'd already bought mine, so I didn't get the half off deal. When I bought that, I also bought one more eyeshadow because I decided I needed a little color to go along with it, and I got a purple eyeshadow called Tonic. Now, I went to the store and swatched all their purples first to decide which one I wanted, because there are a lot of different ones, and this is a really light one, but it has, they call it, it's lilac with a blue shift. So it's just really iridescent, and the blue, you know, I don't know, it kind of comes through, but it's really similar to one that they have called Asphyxia, which I have an eyeliner in Asphyxia that I'll wear on the bottom when I wear this on the top. But the Asphyxia is a little less iridescent, so if you're looking for something with a little bit more shine, I really liked the Tonic better. They're so close you definitely wouldn't need both, but I like this one. So I got those, and then I just was like kind of getting addicted and I wanted to get some more stuff. And they came out with the full spectrum palette for the holidays. Now the full spectrum palette is like rainbow bright. It is bright greens, bright oranges. I mean, it has all the colors in the rainbow, and then like in like a dark version, a very vivid version, and like a pale version. And like part of me kind of wanted it because it was sort of interesting, but I knew that I would never use a lot of the colors in that palette. However, in looking at that online, I came across last year's Spectrum palette. So this year's is called Full Spectrum. It has a ton of colors in it, but again, I don't really find them to be very usable colors. They're very, very funky. There's like a bright yellow. Someone with my skin tone should never use a bright yellow. That might look good on someone with a darker skin tone, maybe, but you know, I just didn't see a lot of colors in it that I would use. But last year's holiday palette that they put out, not the Full Spectrum, just the regular Spectrum, really looked good to me. This one looked like, even though it had less colors overall, it had more colors that I would use. And so I found it on Mercari, I don't even know how to say that, but it's like, you know, that eBay type site for makeup and candles. And I think I got it for like $35 on there or something. And I really love the colors in this. Now, here's something weird though. My Naked Smoky that came from Ulta, like the shadows stay on really well. Some of the ones in here don't seem as high quality. I feel like this seems legit. It has a serial number and everything. It came all in the box and everything. I don't think I got like a ripoff or anything. There's no reason to think that. And it's just some of the colors. The reason I wanted this palette was I wanted the turquoise, basically all the blues, and I definitely wanted the navy, and I wanted all the purples, because I wear a lot of purple, and I really wanted a light pink. So that one was really appealing to me as well. And I also like the browns in this better than the brown in like the Naked Smoky that's really yellow. They give you more of a chocolate brown here. So again, this one just had a lot more usable colors for me. It's going to be rare that I rock the hot pink, although I can make it work sometimes. Also, like the olive green is just not my thing either, but love a lot of the colors in here. The navy seems to wipe off really easily and come off. It just doesn't, I don't know. For some reason, the navy one just doesn't work really well. This dark purple, I don't know. It's like, it seems like it would be good, but it just kind of looks very gray when I actually put it on. I don't know why. What else? I'm not a big fan of like this one down here. It's too yellow. But the Omen, that was the other one I wanted to talk about. The one here, Omen, I was really excited about, but had I known I was going to get this palette, I would not have gotten the Tonic because this is very, very similar. It's just here. So this is the Omen. This is the Tonic. So Omen, Tonic. The Omen is like a little bit darker, but they're still basically the same. I really definitely didn't need them both. Now, I love that color, so it's okay, but yeah, now I just have a lot of purple. But overall, like for 35 bucks, like this is, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know, I wish the navy was better. That's the one I have a problem with the most, that I struggle with. So yeah, picked up tons of new Urban Decay eyeshadow, and overall I'm like pretty happy with it. And then another eye product that I grabbed from them is the Perversion eyeliner pen. So this is nice. I like this. What I was wearing up until I got this was Revlon Color Stay. It comes in like a little triangle, like a little cone shaped thing, and that has a very nice fine point on it, and that was working for me really well. It wasn't like I needed to find a new eyeliner because that wasn't working, but this was like a Black Friday promotion where you got all these free samples and stuff for ordering such and such a Urban Decay, a certain amount of Urban Decay stuff. So I decided to try this because I was trying to like get the deal or whatever. And I do really like it. However, I think I like my Revlon Color Stay just as much, and that's obviously a lot cheaper. Oh, hang on. Okay, since my phone rang, I went ahead and I ran and I got the Revlon so I could show you. Yeah, this is what I had been using. And I highly recommend this too. It's very nice. It also has a very fine point, and it was doing just fine for me. But I think because of the way that the Perversion from Urban Decay is shaped, and it has a slightly finer point as well, this is like really easy to work with. This would be really good if you wanted to do a wing. I can't do a wing because my allergies are too bad. My eyes are always very watery and it comes right off no matter how high I put it. I just can't. Just trust me, I just can't. I have to deal with allergies. Oh, I'm gonna kill my phone. For a multiple, I should edit all of that out, but anyway, I'm not a professional. But yeah, for allergies, I have to deal with things like watery eyes and like blowing my nose and rubbing off my foundation and all of that, and I'll talk about that in a second. But this is really good, and it is waterproof. I like it. I just don't know that I like it any better than what I was using, so I would recommend either one of these. But if you're looking for a lot of control and a very fine tip, this is really, really good. So happy with that. And then I got a little free trial of the mascara that goes with it. I do like the mascara. Very basic wand. I mean, again, it's just like a free trial. It's nothing really like special. That's kind of how I feel about this mascara. It's good, but it's not like crazy good, amazing, special, fantastic. It's just like, yeah, it's decent mascara. But I'm happy to have this little one because it's like great for a purse size. So that was cool. And then the last eye product was another free sample that I got, the primer. Now, if you're going to use an eyeshadow primer, this is a good one. I used it, and yeah, my eyeshadow stayed on really well. In fact, it was almost too well because it was really tough to get it off at the end of the day. So you know that it works. But eyeshadow primer is kind of one of those things that I just find to be a little unnecessary. I don't feel like on a daily basis I need to wear eyeshadow primer. My eyeshadow will last through the workday, and then I usually want to touch it up or change it anyway if I'm going out. I guess if you had some kind of crazy, really long all-day event like a wedding or something like that, then you would want to use eyeshadow primer. But generally, I can just put a little foundation on my eyelids or something, and that works just fine. Or with these good quality eyeshadows like this one, like, it stays on. I don't need a primer. So I don't know that this is something I would spend my money on, but I guess if you do feel like you need an eyeshadow primer, this worked pretty well. So far, everything's been great. Like, there's nothing that I don't like, but there is something that I don't like. And it is something that a lot of other people really do like. And I really wanted to try it. I had high hopes, but I am not a fan of the all-nighter foundation at all. And this is coming from someone who wanted to like this so much. I was so excited about it. I'd been looking at it for a while and wanting to try it, and then it's like, you know, it cost $40. Again, I bought it with a promotion, but that's a lot of money to spend on a foundation. And I felt like so many people just raved about it and said it was so good. And I have a lot of issue with my foundation wearing off during the day, particularly right around my nose because I have bad allergies. I blow my nose a few times a day and it wipes off my foundation. So usually at lunch, I'm reapplying foundation just like right around my nose. And I thought maybe like a really great quality foundation like this that is supposed to stay on all night and into the next day will work. No. I found it to be complete BS and total hype. This foundation did not stay on any better than what I use, which if you watched my drugstore foundation review, you guys know that on a regular basis, I wear the L'Oreal True Match, and the L'Oreal True Match pretty much stays on throughout the day except around my nose. With this, it was horrible. It was like it clung to certain spots, but it wore off in other spots. So it ended up looking really patchy at the end of the day compared to like my drugstore foundation, which is not full coverage, which just would kind of wear off by the end of a long, long day, but it would wear evenly. This would like wear patchy, which, yeah, I guess that means in some spots it was staying on better, but overall it looked worse because it would be totally gone around my nose, except maybe it would be like on the tip of my nose still. And then like it was clinging to like a drier spot on my cheek, but it was like wearing off on my chin, and it just, you could see it. Like it's here, it's not here, it's here, it's not here. And I just looked awful. I felt like it was really, really terrible. I have very, very, very oily skin. This is supposed to be a matte foundation. I didn't do that job either. It didn't keep me matte. And in the spots, though, where I am drier, now that's getting to be winter, I guess I have some dry spots, this really drew attention to that, and I felt like you could see, like, my skin, like, flaking and stuff in certain spots where it clung. But again, it just wore right off the sides of my nose, and just, it looked bad. Also, no good color match in this foundation for me. I went and I swatched all of them on my arm. I posted that on Instagram a while back. I ended up getting the lightest shade, which is kind of crazy because I'm very fair, but I don't usually get the lightest shade in foundations or powders. I usually get like one up from the lightest because there are people out there like redheads and whatnot that are fairer than me. But I had to get the lightest in this because it oxidizes so much. It goes on looking crazy white like I'm a ghost, but then it very quickly gets a lot darker. And the next shade up was way too dark for me. Way too dark. But this is still slightly too light. And so it made me feel like I was a little bit washed out. Now, because I just wanted to know, am I crazy? Is this foundation like, is it just that the weather's changing and my skin's not as great and I wasn't giving a fair comparison? One day I wore this on half my face and my L'Oreal True Match on the other half of my face. Not like a side-by-side comparison that you would normally do. They're not really comparable, but for me, I needed to compare my old trusty foundation to this new expensive one. And it's funny, I pointed it out to my boyfriend, and he was like, oh yeah, I can tell now. He's like, you look kind of sick on that side. And it was the Urban Decay side. And it's the reason I looked sick is because it was just like it's a little too pale for me. But again, the other one was too dark. And I'm not going to sit around and mix foundations together to try to get a good shade, especially when I just wasn't a fan of how it wore anyway. So I find this foundation, in conclusion, to be all hype. And it definitely did not stay on that great. I would rather have a foundation like a drugstore foundation that just wears off evenly than something that's going to wear off all patchy like this. I know that it's full coverage and that's different than what I normally wear, and I was expecting that and prepared for that. But overall, it was awful. It was awful, guys. So I think I'm going to try to return it, even though I got a bunch of free samples when I bought it. Ulta's policy is you get to keep those if you return something. I'm not one to return stuff like this. I've never returned anything at Ulta before, ever. But this was just too expensive. It was like $10. I'd hang on to it. It looks so cute on the counter. I really wanted to like it, but I hate it. And then I got a couple other free samples. So we're almost done here, but a tiny lip gloss. This is also super cute for the purse, but I don't find it to be any different than any other lip gloss you get from anywhere else. I mean, it's really bright pink and that's cute and everything, but it's the same as like a Bath & Body Works lip gloss. One thing that this is the only thing I haven't tried yet, so I can't tell you about it, but I love this little lipstick thing they sent me too. It's just like a little lipstick sampler. Josh thought it was like candy or pills or something. I'm like, no, it's lipsticks. So that's really cute. But yeah, I haven't busted into that yet. So I don't have any advice on their lipstick at this point. But yeah, I just wanted to share those things with you guys since I got so much of stuff from all the same brand. And I'm really liking a lot of their eye products. But yeah, just not a fan of that foundation. So anyway, now you know, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts below if you have a favorite Urban Decay thing or product or suggestion. If you've tried the all-nighter foundation and you love it, let me know that too. Otherwise, I will see you guys again real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.